A world of patriarchy, misogyny, ignorance, and prejudice. Sounds like the setting for a dystopian novel, right? No, I'm talking about the very male-dominated world of science fiction publishing in the 20th century. Not many women broke through, and some that did had to disguise themselves as men, adopting overtly male or gender-neutral pen names. I went in search of the best women in 20th century science fiction, and here's what I found. Stand by for multiple book recommendations. Leigh Brackett was an American science fiction author, born in 1915 and dying in 1978. She was probably best known for cheesy space opera and planetary romances in the style of Edgar Rice Burroughs, and later gained some notoriety by having a hand in an early draft of the script for Empire Strikes Back. Brackett was one of the first women to be nominated for a Hugo Award. Her first novel was published in 1944, a crime novel in the style of Raymond Chandler. Her book The Long Tomorrow, published in 1955, is set in post-apocalyptic America. The novel follows two young boys, Len and Esau, as they navigate a society that fears and shuns technical progress due to the devastation caused by nuclear war decades earlier. Len's curious and adventurous, and dreams of escaping the limitations of their agrarian existence, and explores the possibilities of a better future. He is drawn to the forbidden lore of the past, specifically tales of a mythic city rumoured to possess advanced technology and freedom. The narrative explores themes of rebellion, societal control, and the clash between tradition and progress, providing a compelling glimpse into a future scarred by its past. The Big Jump, also published in 1955, begins with the entire solar system waiting for the news of the first successful interstellar expedition to Barnard's star, a mission named the Big Jump. However, only one crewman, Ballantyne, returns, half dead and with a body so changed he's barely human. The protagonist Comyn attempts to uncover the truth about the Big Jump and his missing friend, crewman Paul Rogers. Comyn speaks with Ballantyne and gains valuable information about the planet around the star and what the crew had found there. In an attempt to rescue Rogers, he meets the Cochrane family, who have monopolised in-system travel. Comyn claims to know detailed information about the star, leading the Cochrane family to build another starship. They send Comyn out to rescue the other crew members, but Comyn suspects that one of his crew is planning to murder him. James Tiptree Jr., or Alice Sheldon, is the first of a few women I'll cover who felt obliged to write under a male nom de plume. Sheldon lived between 1915 and 1987 and had a 20-year science fiction writing career, mostly writing short stories and novellas. Despite covering many gender-related issues in her writing of the male perspective was so convincing that Robert Silverberg famously scoffed at the notion that Tiptree, who never made any public appearances, could possibly be female. Her identity was revealed in 1977, after which Silverberg was forced to concede that she was indeed a woman. Sadly and rather sensationally, Tiptree and her husband were both found shot dead in an apparent suicide pact in 1987. Her Smoke Rose Up Forever, a collection published in 1990, showcases Tiptree's literary genius and her insightful exploration of human nature, relationships, and societal norms. Tiptree's stories encompass a range of themes, often focusing on gender, identity, and the human condition. Her narratives frequently feature complex female characters and address the challenges that they face in a patriarchal world. The title story, Her Smoke Rose Up Forever, is a haunting tale that captures the resilience and spirit of women facing adversity. Throughout the collection, Tiptree delves into the psychological and emotional depths of her characters, crafting thought-provoking narratives that challenge conventional norms and expectations. From futuristic space exploration to dystopian worlds, her stories provide a glimpse into various speculative realities, exploring the impact of technology, biology, and humanity's inherent struggles. Tiptree's work invites us to ponder profound questions through the distorting lens of science fiction. The Girl Who Plugged In, published in 1973, is a thought-provoking novella that delves into themes of advertising and consumerism and body image. In this dystopian future, advertising is not permitted, but companies work around this via celebrity product placement. With a difference. The teenage protagonist, the operator, controls a remote, another teenage girl, but one grown for the purpose of product placement. Under the operator's control, the remote is guided into a celebrity lifestyle via the TV and movie screens. The narrative critiques societal norms and commodification of identity, offering a compelling glimpse into a dystopian future that eerily resonates with contemporary concerns. Houston, Houston, Do You Read?, published in 1976, is a novella. On their return from a solar mission in their cramped spaceship, 3 male astronauts find themselves transported through time to a future where men have become extinct. The women that they find in this future are suspicious of men and their motives, questioning their very humanity. With a strong dose of 20th century misogyny and sexism, the men conclude that they have been sent to the future to fulfill the women's lives. The men are subjected to a test under a truth drug, during which they reveal their inner thoughts about what they really think about the women and the society that they represent. To varying degrees, all three men are revealed to desire dominance, control, and even rape and violence. Not surprisingly, the women take a dim view of this. Tiptree's narrative challenges gender roles and societal expectations, painting a compelling picture of a world turned upside down. Lois McMaster Bujold is alive and well and still writing. The winner of multiple Hugo and Nebula Awards, she is best known for her long-running Vorkosigan space opera saga. Set about 1,000 years in the future, Miles Vorkosigan is a disabled interstellar spy and mercenary admiral. Earlier titles are firmly in the space opera camp, while Bujold has used later Vorkosigan saga books to explore other themes, such as a detective thriller and even a high society romance. Shards of Honor, published in 1986, introduces us to the Vorkosigan saga, a sprawling space opera. Cordelia Naismith, a charismatic officer from Beta Colony, and Errol Vorkosigan, a driven soldier from the militaristic Barrayar, find themselves stranded together on an uncharted planet. The narrative unfolds against a backdrop of political intrigue and escalating tensions between their homeworlds. Cordelia grapples with her growing affection for Errol, even as she navigates the complexities of war, betrayal, and survival. As the pair tries to survive the harsh environment and the hostile inhabitants of the planet, they face unexpected challenges that force them to trust each other. Cordelia's strength, wit, and compassion shine through as she negotiates the complexities of an alien culture and navigates the treacherous landscape of loyalty and honour. Errol, burdened by his past and the expectations of his society, finds a kindred spirit in Cordelia, breaking free from the constraints of his upbringing. Shards of Honor is a compelling exploration of love, honour, and the bonds that transcend societal expectations. Bujold's storytelling prowess shines, offering a character-driven narrative that weaves together romance, action, and political intrigue. Cordelia's resilience and Errol's transformation make for a dynamic and engaging read, setting the stage for an epic saga that unfolds across the Vorkosigan series. Mirror Dance, published in 1994, follows their son, Miles Vorkosigan, a charismatic and physically challenged character, as he grapples with identity and loyalty and the complexities of family. Miles's clone brother, Mark, seeks a life of his own and embarks on a risky scheme to free a group of children held captive on a distant planet. However, when the mission goes awry and Mark's life hangs in the balance, it's up to Miles to rescue him. The book explores themes of self-discovery and the tumultuous relationship between the Vorkosigan brothers. As Miles navigates his insecurities and strives to repair the fractured bond with his clone, he confronts the consequences of his own past decisions. Bujold delves into the psyche of both Miles and Mark, presenting a powerful exploration of identity, sacrifice, and the enduring struggle for redemption in a complex and unforgiving universe. Mirror Dance is a pivotal installment in the Vorkosigan saga, showcasing Bujold's talent for crafting intricate characters and gripping, emotionally charged plots. As I was doing there's still a few more to go, so don't go away. As I was doing the research for this video, which was very interesting, by the way, I couldn't help but be disappointed in my father's and possibly grandfather's generation. Science fiction fans of the time, the people involved in publishing and so on, who had such closed minds that they could barely bring themselves to consider publishing female science fiction writers, or if you were a reader, reading a female science fiction writer. Imagine if they'd been a little bit less closed-minded about it and taken some risks at the time. Imagine how many more female science fiction authors we might have had, how many more fantastic stories, how many more girls might have been inspired by reading them, and how many more female science fiction writers and different voices we might have today as a result. I feel like we're only just catching up, and I don't think the industry has yet come even close to compensating for the failings of the past. I think some of these authors I've read and some that I haven't. I think having strong female voices in science fiction, in the characters that they write, different perspectives based on their own experiences and those of other women, I think is very powerful. I have 2 daughters as well as 2 sons, so I'm keen that their voices are represented in the work that they read, and that is much more the case now than it would have been when I was a kid. I think it's important, and I've really enjoyed doing the research for this. Anyway, onward. Octavia Butler was born in Pasadena, California in 1947. Raised by her mother, Octavia was a shy child, spending much of her spare time in the library reading fantasy and science fiction magazines. She concluded early on that she could write better stories and proceeded to do just that. At age 12, she was writing what were essentially early drafts of one of her published novels, and by the late 70s, she was successful enough to write full-time. Butler has won multiple awards for her writing. Kindred, published in 1979, is a powerful novel that intricately weaves time travel, slavery and identity into a harrowing narrative. The story revolves around Dana, a young African-American writer in 1976, who finds herself inexplicably and repeatedly pulled back in time to a pre-Civil War Maryland plantation. In this brutal past, she meets Rufus Whalin, the white son of a plantation owner whose life is intertwined with hers. As Dana grapples with the horrors of slavery and her own ancestors' existence, she realises that each time Rufus is in mortal danger, she is summoned back to save him. Forced to navigate the perils of antebellum America, Dana endures the harsh reality of slavery and the complicated dynamics of power and race. Butler's narrative offers us a visceral exploration of the psychological and physical traumas endured by enslaved people. Dana's time travel experience challenges her modern sensibilities while exposing the enduring impact of historical oppression on present-day racial dynamics. The novel delves into themes of identity, survival, and the cyclical nature of history, compelling us to confront the painful legacy of slavery. I've read this recently, and it's a gripping and thought-provoking work that sheds light on the deep-rooted racial tensions in the US and elsewhere, making it a cornerstone of both African-American literature and speculative fiction. Dawn, published in 1987, is the first book of the Xenogenesis trilogy. Butler unveils a dystopian future where Earth has faced an apocalyptic catastrophe and humanity teeters on the edge of extinction. Lilith Ayapo, the story's protagonist, awakens centuries later to a vastly changed world. She discovers that she is held captive aboard an alien spaceship belonging to the Oankali, a species of genetic traders. The Oankali saved a remnant of humanity, but with a price: interbreeding with the survivors to create a new hybrid species. Lilith becomes a mediator between the Oankali and the surviving humans, tasked with preparing her fellow humans for this genetic transformation, a role fraught with ethical and emotional challenges. The narrative delves into themes of identity, change, and the moral dilemmas that arise from confronting the unknown. Butler's storytelling explores the complexities of human nature, cultural clashes, and the boundaries of consent. As Lilith navigates this new reality, readers are confronted with questions about humanity's willingness to adapt, the consequences of our actions, and the essence of what it means to be human. Dawn is an unsettling exploration of a post-apocalyptic world, revealing Butler's skill in weaving intricate narratives that challenge societal norms and push the boundaries of speculative fiction. With her first story published in 1959, Ursula K. Le Guin's writing career spanned 60 years, producing more than 20 novels and many more short stories. She was the first woman to win both the Hugo and Nebula Awards for Best Novel. Social and political themes including race, gender, sexuality, and coming of age were often at the fore of her works. Her writing was enormously influential in the field of speculative fiction, winning multiple awards and inspiring many other authors, and ultimately resulting in her being declared a living legend by the Library of Congress in the year 2000. The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin, published in 1969, transports us to the icy and enigmatic world of Gethen, also known as Winter. Genly I, an envoy from the Ecumen, a coalition of planets, travels to Gethen to invite its inhabitants to join this interplanetary alliance. The Gethenians are unique as they possess ambisexual or androgynous nature, only exhibiting gender characteristics during brief mating periods. Genly I navigates the intricate cultural and political landscape of Gethen, struggling to understand and be understood by a society without fixed gender identities. He forms a complex relationship with Estraven, a Gethenian politician, and their bond evolves as they face harsh landscapes and societal prejudices. Le Guin's narrative is a brilliant exploration of gender, identity, and the impact of societal constructs on the relationships. It challenges conventional notions of masculinity and femininity, involving readers to ponder the significance of gender in human transactions. The book delves into themes of communication, trust, and the potential for unity amidst cultural differences. The Left Hand of Darkness remains a seminal work of science fiction, showcasing Le Guin's ability to craft a richly imagined world whilst delving into profound philosophical and sociological concepts. Its influence reverberates through the genre. The Dispossessed, published by Ursula K. Le Guin in 1974, explores the interconnected lives of two contrasting worlds, Anares and Urus. The narrative follows Shevek, a physicist from Anares, an anarcho-syndicalist society, as he endeavours to bridge the ideological gap between these worlds. On Anares, a barren moon, citizens have embraced communal and egalitarian ethos, striving for a society devoid of hierarchy and possessions. In contrast, Urus is a lush planet marked by political complexity, capitalism, and inequality. Chevek's journey unfolds as he grapples with the limitations of both societies and seeks to create a unifying theory, the principle of simultaneity. Le Guin masterfully interweaves philosophy and social critique, examining themes of anarchism, individualism, and the challenges of building a truly equitable society. The novel questions prevailing systems, portraying an anarchist utopia whilst revealing its flaws and inherent contradictions. Through Chevek's struggle to transcend societal divisions, The Dispossessed prompts readers to reflect on the nature of freedom, cooperation, and the possibilities of a world guided by genuine principles of equality. Le Guin's storytelling is a profound exploration of human nature and the quest for a just and harmonious existence across societal boundaries. Andre Norton was born Alice Mary Norton in 1912 in Cleveland, Ohio. She started writing short stories while still at school, publishing them in the school paper. She actually changed her name legally to Andre, deciding that the market for fantasy novels was almost entirely boys, and she spent many years working in libraries before turning full-time writer in 1958, with 21 novels under her belt already. Perhaps better known for her fantasy works, Norton also wrote plenty of science fiction, along with other non-genre fiction. The Time Traders was published in 1958, and introduces us to Ross Murdoch, a delinquent and misfit drafted into a secret government project. Murdoch, with his rebellious spirit, becomes an unwilling participant in a time travel experiment. The government's goal is to send agents back in time to retrieve advanced technology that could aid in a future war against an alien race, the Baldies. As Murdoch is trained and sent into the past, he finds himself in the era of the Cold War, battling not only the Baldies but also the Soviet Union. Along the way, he forms an alliance with a mysterious woman called Ash, and they must navigate the complexities of time and political intrigue. Norton's story is a fascinating blend of science fiction and espionage, exploring themes of time travel, human ingenuity, and the cost of war. The story showcases Murdoch's transformation from a defiant loner to a crucial member of a mission with far-reaching consequences. The Time Traders sets the stage for an engaging series delving into the realms of time, technology, and the innate desire to shape the future, making it a classic within the science fiction genre. Cat's Eye by Andre Norton, published in 1961, unfolds a captivating tale in a distant future. The narrative follows Troy Horan, a young orphan with psychic abilities, abandoned on a lawless planet named Korwar. The world is overrun by warring factions and inhabited by fearsome alien creatures, including the enigmatic cat-like Norbies. Troy discovers a unique talent. He can communicate telepathically with the Norbies. Forming a strong bond with them, he realises the potential for coexistence and understanding between humans and Norbies. When a group of off-worlders exploit the Norbies for their own gains, Troy is propelled into action to protect his newfound friends and their fragile ecosystem. Norton's storytelling intertwines adventure, empathy, and the power of communication, exploring themes of friendship, environmentalism, and social justice. Troy's character growth showcases the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of empathy in a harsh and often forgiving universe. Cat's Eye is a thought-provoking science fiction novel that has stood the test of time, offering a rich and immersive narrative that continues to resonate with readers now, highlighting Norton's exceptional ability to craft engaging stories within the speculative fiction genre. Born in 1942, Carolyn Janice Cherry, no H, is better known to readers of science fiction as C.J. Cherry, with an H. Like many other female writers, she degendered her name, even adding the H to Cherry lest she be mistaken for a writer of romance. She is known for world building, depicting fictional realms with great realism, supported by vast research in history, language, psychology, and archaeology. The Hugo Award-winning Down Below Station by C.J. Cherry, published in 1981, is a monumental work in the science fiction genre. Set in a future universe where humanity has colonized space, the story unfolds during a critical period of upheaval. Pell Station, a space station near a distant star, becomes a focal point in the midst of interstellar tensions and war. As Earth and its colonies struggle for power and resources, Pell Station navigates political intrigue and chaos. The inhabitants grapple with a sudden influx of refugees and the challenges of maintaining order in an increasingly volatile situation. Signe Mallory is the captain of the Norway, a ship of the Earth Company, the wealthy corporate that is leading the colonization of space. She finds herself torn between allegiances, trying to keep her crew and refugees safe amidst the conflict. Cherry's narrative is a compelling exploration of the complexities of human nature, politics, and survival. The story dives into the psychological toll of war, the blurred lines between right and wrong, and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Down Below Station is a masterful space opera, rich with detailed world building and complex characters. It received critical acclaim, winning both the Hugo and Locus Awards, and remains a seminal work in Cherry's Alliance Union universe, captivating readers with its epic scope and intricate storytelling. Sci-Fi by C.J. Cherry, published in 1988, is a dense and thought-provoking exploration of identity, politics, and human nature in a meticulously crafted future world. The story unfolds on the planet Sci-Fi, within the intricate political landscape of the Union Alliance universe. The story revolves around the enigmatic and powerful Ariane Emery, a brilliant scientist and the director of a facility specialising in genetic research and cloning. Emery is assassinated, triggering a web of intrigue involving her clone, a prodigy named Ari 2, and the ambitious power plays within the station. Ari 2 grapples with her preordained destiny, struggling to define her identity amidst the legacy and expectations left by her genetic predecessor. The narrative delves into the ethical dilemmas of cloning, nature versus nurture, and the consequences of scientific advancement on society. Cherry's storytelling is dense and complex, painting a vivid and engrossing portrait of a future where politics, science, and humanity intersect. Themes of power, loyalty, and the nature of consciousness are intricately woven into the fabric of this masterpiece. Sci-Fi is a literary achievement, receiving acclaim and winning prestigious awards such as the Hugo, Locus, and Prometheus Awards. It remains a seminal work in the realm of science fiction, challenging us to ponder the ethical and societal implications of advancing technology. Vonda McIntyre was born in 1948, doing most of her science fiction writing in the 70s and 80s. In 1979, she was only the third woman to receive the Hugo Award for Best Novel for Dreamsnake. In the 80s and 90s, McIntyre also wrote numerous novels set in both the Star Trek and Star Wars universes. Dreamsnake, published in 1978, unfolds in a post-apocalyptic world where society has regressed, and a healer named Snake navigates this harsh reality. Snake possesses a trio of snakes with medicinal properties, including the rare dream snake, whose venom can induce pleasant dreams and ease suffering. When her dream snake is killed, Snake embarks on a journey to find a replacement. Throughout her travels, she encounters a range of characters, including a man named Aravin and a young girl named Melissa, who is scarred and traumatized by an attack. Snake's journey becomes a quest for healing and redemption as she strives to help those she meets while dealing with her own inner demons and the loss of her beloved Dream Snake. In what would now no doubt be described as a woke move, McIntyre avoided the use of gendered pronouns and subverted the heroic quest trope by putting a woman at the centre of the story. McIntyre's narrative is a vivid exploration of compassion, healing, and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Themes of loss, trauma, and redemption are woven into the fabric of the story, creating a compelling and emotional narrative. Dreamsnake won several awards, including the Hugo, Nebula, and Locus Awards, recognising McIntyre's exceptional storytelling and the depth of her characters and themes. It remains a significant work in the realm of science fiction and fantasy, reflecting the author's mastery in crafting a powerful and evocative narrative. Starfarers by Vonda McIntyre was published in 1998 and immerses us in a future where humankind has made contact with extraterrestrial life and embarked on interstellar travel. The narrative centres on a diverse group of individuals, including a linguist, a biologist, and a physician, who journey through the cosmos on the starship Starfarer. As the crew encounters various alien species and navigates the intricacies of interspecies communication, they grapple with their own relationships, fears, and desires. McIntyre delves into the complexities of human interactions, societal norms, and the challenges of coexisting with vastly different civilizations. The story is a tapestry of interconnected characters and themes, exploring empathy, understanding, and the ceaseless pursuit of knowledge. McIntyre's story envisions a future where humanity embraces diversity and seeks collaboration with other intelligent beings, emphasizing the importance of peaceful coexistence. Starfarer serves as a testament to McIntyre's exceptional storytelling and world building, showcasing her ability to craft a compelling narrative that encompasses both the vastness of space and the intricacies of the human heart. The novel invites us to contemplate the potential for unity and understanding in a universe abundant with possibilities. I gather that McIntyre wrote that story and the ones that follow it as a bit of a thought experiment, just wondering what would make a good story for a TV series that she'd really like to watch. It does sound like it's somewhat influenced by Star Trek, since she was a writer for that series. It has some similar parallels, I think. It was never actually made into a TV series, but perhaps someone should do that one day. For many years, Margaret Atwood resisted the notion that any of her books might be classed as science fiction. She was of the view that science fiction involved spaceships, aliens, Martians and the like, which were very much not involved in her books. She preferred the label speculative fiction, things that might or could easily happen with technology or ideologies available at the time. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood was published in 1985. It's a dystopian novel set in the Republic of Gilead, a theocratic and totalitarian state. The story is narrated by Offred, a woman forced into the role of a handmaid due to the plummeting birth rate. Handmaids are essentially enslaved women assigned to wealthy families and subjected to ritualized rape in a desperate attempt to bear children for their masters and their barren wives. Atwood's narrative provides a harrowing glimpse into the uber-patriarchal society that systematically subjugates women, depriving them of their rights, freedoms, and even their names. It explores themes of female oppression, the politicization of women's bodies, and the misuse of religion for control. Offred's story is one of survival and resistance, as she navigates the treacherous landscape of Gilead, forming secret alliances and cherishing memories of a past life. Through her eyes, we witness the dehumanizing effects of a totalitarian regime on individuals and society, serving as a stark warning about the dangers of extremism and the erosion of human rights. The Handmaid's Tale has become a seminal work in feminist literature, receiving critical acclaim and numerous awards. Its themes remain hauntingly relevant, resonating with readers and sparking important discussions about gender, power, and societal structures. Oryx and Crake by Atwood, published in 2003, is a dystopian novel set in a post-apocalyptic world. The story follows Snowman, a man who appears to be the last human, as he navigates a desolate and decaying landscape overrun by genetically engineered creatures and bioengineered monstrosities. Through a series of flashbacks, we learn about Snowman's past as Jimmy, a young man living in a society dominated by powerful biotech corporations and rampant consumerism. At the centre of the narrative are two pivotal figures: Oryx, a mysterious and enigmatic woman whose true identity remains elusive, and Crake, Jimmy's brilliant but morally ambiguous childhood friend. The narrative explores themes of genetic manipulation, environmental collapse, and the consequences of unchecked scientific advancement. Atwood's storytelling is a chilling exploration of a future shaped by unfettered corporate greed and humanity's relentless pursuit of progress, often at the expense of ethics and empathy. Oryx and Crake invites us to contemplate the fragile balance between technological innovation and the preservation of humanity. It remains a thought-provoking and disturbing work that challenges our assumptions about the future, urging us to confront the potential outcomes of a world driven by unchecked scientific experimentation and the quest for perfection. Anne McCaffrey is best known for her Dragon Riders of Pern series, but has written many other science fiction novels. She is known robustly for defending her status as a science fiction rather than a fantasy writer. There are dragons, but they're dragons genetically engineered by the original colonists of Pern. Dragon's Dawn by Anne McCaffrey, published in 1988, is a pivotal prequel to the Dragon Riders of Pern series. The story unfolds on the planet Pern, where colonists from Earth struggle to establish a new society. Facing an imminent threat from a destructive spore called Thread falling from the skies, the colonists must find a way to survive. Driven by determination and necessity, the colonists genetically engineer a species of telepathic dragons capable of destroying Thread in the sky. The narrative delves into the challenges and triumphs of adapting to an alien world, the birth of Dragon Rider culture, and the bond formed between humans and dragons. McCaffrey's storytelling is a blend of science fiction and fantasy, exploring themes of survival, innovation, and the resilience of the human spirit. Dragon's Dawn lays the foundation for the beloved Pern series, introducing readers to the origins of the unique bond between humans and dragons that defines the saga. Freedom's Land by Anne McCaffrey was published in 1995 and begins a captivating science fiction series. The story centres around Chris Bjornson, a capable and resourceful woman kidnapped from Earth by mysterious aliens called the Catini. Transported across the galaxy to the distant and harsh planet Botany, Chris and other human abductees find themselves in a struggle for survival and freedom. The humans, once slaves, are left to fend for themselves after their Catini overlords abandon them. Determined to create a new home, they form alliances and use their varied skills to build a community. Chris emerges as a natural leader, coordinating efforts to adapt and thrive on the challenging and untamed world. McCaffrey's narrative explores themes of resilience, adaptability, and the strength of human ingenuity. Freedom's Landing sets the stage for an enthralling series, demonstrating McCaffrey's talent for crafting engaging science fiction worlds filled with complex characters and exploring the complexities of human nature and survival. First and foremost a fan of science fiction, Judy May was a habitual attendee of science fiction conventions, even constructing a diamante-encrusted spacesuit to wear to a Worldcon. She ended up being the first female chairperson of Worldcon. In the late 1970s, she began to gather ideas which would become the Saga of the Exiles. The Many-Coloured Land by Julian May, her nom de plume, was published in 1981. It marks the beginning of the Saga of Pliocene Exile series, published in the UK as the Saga of the Exiles, which is frankly a lot easier to say. Set in the future Earth, the story unfolds as humanity has discovered a one-way time portal to the Pliocene epoch, around 5 million years ago. This portal attracts individuals seeking a simple utopia where they can escape the complexity and politics of the modern post-intervention intergalactic society. The story centres on a diverse group of these exiles, who, seeking adventure and freedom, pass through the time portal. However, they find themselves in a Pliocene Earth, populated by enigmatic and powerful alien races known as the Tarnu and the Furvalag. The Tarnu are ancient beings with psychic abilities, whilst the Furvalag are a primitive and aggressive race. May's narrative explores themes of displacement, evolution, and the clash of cultures. The exiles must navigate this perilous ancient world, where they form alliances, confront challenges, and discover their psychic potential. The Many-Coloured Land sets the stage for an enthralling series, showcasing May's talent for creating a captivating narrative. The Galactic Milieu series is linked to May's previously published series, The Saga of the Exiles. Through the fantastical device of time travel, the series acts as both a prequel and a sequel to Exiles. The Galactic Milieu of the title is an interplanetary federation, and Earth's membership of it is a central plot concern. It comprises 4 novels, the last of which is Magnificat. The narrative of Magnificat delves into a future Earth where psychic individuals, known as operatives, are part of a society called the Galactic Milieu. These powerful beings seek to guide and protect humanity, promoting peace and understanding among the diverse races of the galaxy. The story unfolds as Earth faces a cataclysmic event that threatens the very fabric of the milieu. A rogue element, the rebellion of anti-operatives known as the Revenants, aims to disrupt the established order and seize control. Meanwhile, an ancient and powerful being known as the Dark Man emerges, his intentions shrouded in mystery. May's narrative explores themes of power, evolution, and the consequences of individual choices on a galactic scale. The characters grapple with moral dilemmas, forging alliances and confronting their deepest fears and desires. Magnificat serves as a fitting conclusion to a sprawling science fiction saga, weaving together intricate plotlines, diverse characters, and thought-provoking concepts about the nature of humanity and the potential of the mind. The book is unrelenting in its pace, as May hurries to get down everything that the reader wants to see happen, and yet it never becomes overly rushed. So that's my tour around the 20th century's best female science fiction writers. Have I missed any that you particularly rate? I plan a sequel to this video focusing on the new women of science fiction writing in the 21st century. But until next time, bye for now.